Right. Right, guys. So you're asking yourself, how did I get the ticket at what price did I get the ticket at? It's a little bit complicated, and yet it's quite simple. All of the carriers that fly the pond out of Dublin and Shannon, whatever, they all have what's called loyalty cards. It's a big thing in America, with it, not just with airlines, but with a lot of firms. And first thing you do is you subscribe to one of those. And this is the one that I have for. This is the one I used on the last trip over and back, American Airlines, and it is called an Advantage, obviously American Advantage card. And actually, when you pick up one of these initially, sometimes if you get them on special offer, you can get 50,000 automatic air miles credited to your account once you open it. But that's got nothing to do with this trip. You may recall back in January, I showed you on a video where I was inconvenienced. Inconvenience, by the way, was a night in a fancy hotel and a night's sleep that I desperately needed. And inconvenience to the tune of them sending me several thousand air miles. Well, they sat in my account. And obviously, I was anxious of the government bringing in the 14-day, 14-night hotel room mandatory lock-in. So I was watching the news day by day, and of course monitoring the price of flights and that. And I also should say that some of these airlines every once in a while will sell air miles, and especially if they go to a phase of where they want to raise cash, they'll give out special offers, whatever. So you don't have to fly to earn the air miles. You can actually purchase them. Now that can be good and bad depending on how it works out. And again, there's little bits of tricks involved. One of those little tricks is sometimes you buy less to get more. For instance, sometimes you'll buy 16,000 to get 21,000, and little gimmicky like that. But I also signed up to a guy's website called the pointsguy.com. He's not the only one. There's several doing it. And he announced in advance that American Airlines were having a flash sale of 40% discount on the air miles. So between that and the less is more, whatever, the aggregate discount I reckon I got was about 65%. So I purchased the residual number that I needed for the cheapest business first class ticket, and I believe I needed about something in the order of I think 21,000 air miles to make it 56. This is in conjunction with the freebie that I got in January, and the purchase on those with the said 65% aggregate discount was precisely $406, or about €340. And once I purchased them, they automatically accrued to the existing balance, and that left me with enough to purchase to swap for a business first class ticket. And the next thing, of course, then was availability. So I had to check all the available dates. Now, if you're a member of this club, and I'm sure this applies to all the airlines, but it certainly applies to American, you can actually lock a ticket. And by running a dummy lock, in other words, by booking a non-existent ticket that I was never going to use on one of the shortest hops, Chicago to Milwaukee, I was able to ascertain that the lock works for you can book it the day before, anytime for I think 6 p.m. on, and then it expires the following night at midnight, and that's Central Time. And that's Mountain Time, and I was in Central Time. So you're getting 31 hours, or if you allow a second to click a mouse button, you're getting 30 hours, 59 minutes, 59 seconds. And as the ticket went up, I literally rolled that locking mechanism across. And that's what held the ticket at the original price of the air miles that I just told you about. And I literally got the ticket, I do believe, at about 11 something that night, and I was flying out at 8:18 in the morning. That's when I actually went from locking the ticket to actually entering into the transaction. And consequently, my ticket was $406. And as I said already, they were selling at that time, at 11 that night, they were selling at over 7,000, and indeed at the time of boarding, I think they were up at 8. But anyway, and they're one-way flights, by the way. So was my ticket really 406? No, it wasn't even that, because anytime I fly the Atlantic, I have to take two suitcases, and two suitcases in economy class, you pay for them, as you know anymore. You pay for suitcases, and the first suitcase is 80 and the second is 70. So the suitcase value to me was $150, because either way I had to bring back suitcases. So bring back luggage. So you take 150 off your 406 and you're down to 256. And had a little bit of a party in the Admirals Club in Philadelphia. And apologies, I didn't video that. My memory bank on the card, which I'd never known how to clear before on the smart card, it filled up. But I had those beers were $11 each, and I had 6 of them. It's 6 pints, so you can take off. That's another $66. You can take off the 256. So you're down out to $190, and $190 is about €160. So that's what the ticket actually cost me, about €160. Phenomenal discount. It works out at about 98% discount, and that's without getting into other things like with the whole COVID thing. Now they actually allow you to keep your noise cancelling earphones, at least American do, and I do believe they're worth about $130 or $140, and you get gloves and a little wash bag and all that sort of stuff. If you want to really itemize it, I probably ended up in a negative equity situation with the airline on that particular transaction. Negative equity being in my favour and not in their favour. So yeah, that's what I paid for the ticket. To me, in my own mind, I paid about less than $200 or what, about $160 or €160 for a ticket. So that's how you do it, as we say, up there for learning and down there for dancing. Oh, good luck, Shams.
That's all, folks.